Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a sport for decades, only to feel like the game has changed overnight and not in your favor. That's the raw reality Brad Keselowski is facing with NASCAR's next generation car. A partnership that's been anything but smooth sailing. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this evolution of racing technology a step forward for the sport? Or is it unfairly sidelining seasoned drivers like Keselowski? Stick around, because this story dives deep into the challenges, and you might just find yourself questioning what makes a true champion in modern motorsports. Brad Keselowski's relationship with NASCAR's Next Gen car, often called the Gen 7 car, has been a rocky one, impacting him in two major roles, as a driver behind the wheel and as a co-owner of Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, RFK Racing. Introduced to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2022, this new car model coincided with Keselowski's move to RFK, where he took on dual responsibilities. Before that pivotal year, Keselowski was a force to be reckoned with, boasting 35 wins in the Cup Series and clinching the championship in Dodge's final season back in 2012. Fast forward to his time with RFK over the past 3 years, and he's only notched one victory. That's been hard for me, he openly shared, reflecting on the emotional toll of adapting to this new era. Since 2022, the Michigan native has punched his ticket to the NASCAR Cup playoffs just twice, wrapping up 8th in 2023 and 13th in 2024. His debut season with RFK was particularly tough, marking his second-worst finish as a driver at 24th place. This year, he's missed the playoffs yet again and sits 20th in the standings with 6 races left to go. Despite the struggles, he's shown flashes of brilliance, securing 2 second-place finishes, 1 third, and 2 fifths so far this season. It's a reminder that even in adversity, talent shines through. But the question lingers, is the next-gen car holding back drivers like him, or is it simply a matter of adjustment? Keselowski has been vocal about how the next-gen car has transformed his driving style in ways that feel detrimental. The next-gen car changed me in some ways for the worse as a driver, because you have to drive it way differently, he explained during a recent episode of the Stacking Pennies podcast with Corey LaJoie and Skip Flores. To help beginners understand, think of throttle control as the art of managing how much gas you give the engine. It's like balancing a delicate dance to avoid spinning out or losing speed. In the older cars from 2008 and 2009, when Keselowski first entered the Cup Series, vehicles were noticeably quicker. He reminisced, "I don't know if I can put into terms how much faster they were than the next-gen car." He painted a vivid picture from his first Cup start at Texas Motor Speedway. You could literally spin the tires off the corner. You spun the tires up. You come off of turn 4, and you'd be putting the gas pedal down on the rear tire. Now with the next gen, restarts feel sluggish, like driving an old pickup truck. It's different because the other cars that I've raced, throttle control was paramount. If you didn't have it, you're going to the back fast. And this car, it's like the antithesis of that. You've got to just smash the pedal. For those new to racing, this means the old cars rewarded precision and finesse, while the new ones demand a more aggressive, all-or-nothing approach. Keselowski admitted, "That's been hard for me personally," highlighting a shift that many fans might not realize is reshaping the sport. And this is the part most people miss. The next-gen era hasn't just challenged Keselowski individually. It's rippled through his entire team. In 2022, both Keselowski and teammate Chris Buescher missed the playoffs, with Buescher finishing 21st. The following year, they both advanced. Buescher even placed 7th, only for Buescher to drop out in 2024 at 17th. This season, Buescher is again out at 17th with 6 races remaining, and Ryan Preece, who joined for the team's expansion to 3 cars, is 18th, and playoff-bound no more. It's a pattern that begs the question, are these cars leveling the playing field for newcomers, or are they unfairly disadvantaging established teams? At 41, Keselowski knows his driving days are numbered, with a transition to full-time ownership at RFK on the horizon. Until then, he's adapting as best he can. "I have to remind myself to just drive it stupid, you know?" he said, embracing a bolder style. He's a self-proclaimed team horsepower guy, pointing to tracks like Bristol Motor Speedway as examples where tire wear forces reliance on skill. You look at races like Bristol, where the tires wore and you couldn't do that, and I was like, oh, these guys are in a heap of trouble, particularly the younger drivers that never had to drive anything that required throttle control. They just burn them off. Keselowski is optimistic about rumored upgrades, hoping NASCAR delivers a boost for 2026. The current 670 horsepower engine might jump to 740 to 750 horsepower. It looks like NASCAR is going to change the rules next year to where we're like 740 to 750, he noted. It's not quite 100 more horsepower, because right now, technically, they're at 670, but realistically, they're like 685 to 690. I think it's just going to be a bigger spacer. For clarity, a bigger spacer refers to an adjustment in the engine setup that could enhance performance, potentially improving throttle response. This tweak might give Keselowski one last shot at a cup championship, bridging the gap between old-school racing and the new reality. But here's the controversy that could spark debate. Some argue the next-gen car democratizes racing, making it more accessible and exciting for a broader audience by reducing the emphasis on finesse. Others, like Keselowski, see it as a dilution of the skill that defined legends. Is NASCAR sacrificing tradition for spectacle? Or is this the necessary evolution to keep the sport alive? What do you think? Should the rules revert to favor experienced drivers? Or is embracing change the way forward? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree with Keselowski's take or if you see it differently. About the author, Jerry Bonkowski is a seasoned sports writer with a storied career at top outlets like USA Today, where he spent 15 years, ESPN.com, over 4 years, Yahoo Sports, nearly 5 years, NBCSports.com, 8 years, and more. He's covered everything from the Chicago Bulls' 6 NBA titles, with a deep dive into Michael Jordan's era, to the Bears' Super Bowl 20 win, the White Sox and Cubs World Series triumphs, 2 Blackhawks NHL championships, and Tiger Woods' PGA Tour beginnings. His beat reporting spanned the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA for USA Today. Yet motorsports hold a special place in his heart. NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA drag racing, and Formula One. His passion ignited at the old US 30 drag strip in Hobart, Indiana, and he's chronicled countless races and title chases. He's even authored Trading Paint, 101 Great NASCAR Debates in 2010, with another book in the works. Off the track, Jerry served as a part-time police officer for 20 years, enjoys reading, 1980s and 1990s hair band music, playing keyboard, fast driving, and time with his wife Cindy, nearly 40 years together, their 3 grown kids, 3 grandkids, and counting, and his 3 dogs, 1 Old English Bulldog who fancies himself a German Shepherd, plus 2 actual German Shepherds. Jerry's enthusiasm for journalism hasn't waned since his high school days at 15, and he's thrilled to keep crafting stories for thesportsrush.com and engaging with readers like you.